No, you're out. You're out. You're out. You're out. You're out. Aren't you a congressperson touching me? Get off me.
Someone video this. Get this on video.
Get off me.
Get this on video. This is assault.
Get off me.
This is
What are you trying to do,
assault.
Clay Higgins? You're a U.S. congressman touching a person. You can't put him off the street. Get off me.
Let go of him.
Let him know. Let him know. You calm down. You need to calm down.
Calm down, sir.
Now, this was video captured by protester Jake Burdett. I'm sorry, this is video captured of Jake Burdett of him being assaulted by GOP Representative Clay Higgins. Great. Now, look. Apparently, Burdett was asking too many questions, too many difficult questions. And was a little too close to Republican congressmen. So one of the questions, by the way, he was going to ask is whether or not Lauren Boebert's recent divorce was linked to her restaurant's tainted pork sliders. Apparently, that kind of trolling, and let's keep it real. That's what it is. He's trolling. He's having some fun. Republicans don't like that. We don't like that. Nope, not interested. Not interested. In fact, they had to get that right out of there. Whew. So now it's funny because I actually enjoy it when Congress people get trolled, as long as it's a funny one, right? Sometimes there are situations where it's not funny, but it never really should result in physical violence, like what happened here. Which was pretty obvious. Now, Burdett says, I wasn't injured, but he felt scared, intimidated, powerless, and defenseless. This is in a statement towards to the Daily Beast. He said, quote, like, who do I think the cops are going to crack down on? Me or the congressperson? Well, I think we all know the answer to that, and he knows the answer to that. The guy's wearing a Bernie Sanders shirt. Of course they're going to crush you. So, now, again, the thing about this is, well, he's trolling. That's free speech, right? He's heckling. That's free speech. That's it. That's all it is. Republicans, Clay Higgins, I thought you supported free speech. What's going on here? What? I mean, free speech, right? You stand for free. In fact, you know what? You really loved it when Alex Stein used his free speech to heckle Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Remember this?
See, my favorite big booty Latina. I love you, AOC. You're my favorite. She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. You look very beautiful in that dress. You look very sexy. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
I want you to do a little selfie.
I love it. My favorite AOC. Nice to meet you, AOC. Look how sexy she looks in that dress. Woo, I love it, AOC. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale.
Oh, weird. You know, they enjoyed it when it was that guy's free speech. But when it came to somebody that's heckling, Lauren Boebert at this point, can't have it. Can't have it. In fact,
Can't let that happen.
got to go and use violence. Got to remove them using force, because that's what happened here. That's what happened. So now, here's the thing. Imagine in the middle of that idiot heckling AOC, right? Calling her big booty Latina and being incredibly sexist, right? Imagine if John Fetterman, and I'm only using him as an example because he's gigantic, right? He's a big dude. If he comes up and does basically what Clay Higgins did to Burdett, what do you think would happen to John Fetterman? What do you think the right-wing response would be? They'd lose their minds. They'd absolutely lose their minds. And again, screaming bloody murder. Now, of course, John Fetterman wouldn't do that. John Fetterman's a nice guy. And also because that's assault. But Clay Higgins is a former cop. So obviously he's going to get violent. That's what they do. Now, in a statement to KATC early on Saturday, Higgins called this activist a quote-unquote 10-3M. Now, what is that? What is a 10-3M? It turns out It's police code for, quote, disturbance by mental person. So apparently, disturbance by mental person is an excuse police use to manhandle people who have mental illness, obviously, but also people who do not have mental illness. So that adds layers and layers of horrible onto all of this. Because you see how cops treat people that have, mental illness and are having mental episodes. And now you have former police officers coming up and saying, this is a 10:30 M, which means I get to manhandle this kid. It's just justification. Now, the statement also called Burdett threatening and said that he was escorted out and turned over to Capitol Police. Textbook. Gee, what happened? What happened to Burdett? What did he get? Did he get charged with anything? No. Turns out he did not. According to Burdett, officers took him across the street, questioned him for about a half hour until somebody confirmed, oh, yeah, by the way, you're free to go. You didn't do anything wrong. The guy thought, I'm gonna get arrested for asking questions to a congressman and heckling him. Turns out, no, he didn't commit any crimes. Well, now here's what Burdett said, quote, it's one thing for anybody to do that, but for a sitting U.S. congressperson to think that that's okay, it just shows an extra level of entitlement, that they feel that they're untouchable and the law doesn't apply to them. Well, yes, that's actually exactly what they feel, what they believe. Greg Gianforte is the governor of Montana. He body slammed a reporter like 2 days before his election. Republicans are like, oh yeah, oh no, we're going to pick the violent guy. Yeah, we're going to pick that guy. He's going to represent us because we think that is awesome. They celebrated that. They're entitled because they get away with it all the time. You have Republican voters that love violence against the left. It's celebrated. And this is the same time why while they're decrying Antifa and BLM and are referring to them as terrorists. Marjorie Greene is doing a whole committee hearing on left-wing terrorism, of which doesn't really exist in this country. In 2022, right-wing terrorists were responsible for every single politically motivated murder in the United States. Over 70 people murdered by right-wing extremists in 2022. None by anybody else. The level of right-wing terrorism has hit just incredible highs, whereas every other kind of terrorism doesn't even compare. Who's the violent ones here? I wonder who the violent ones are. Again, it's more proof that members of the modern right wing hate free speech. They don't care about it at all. They don't care about your free speech. They immediately always resort to violence. That's who they are. Now, Burdett says on basically what he's going to do for this, because again, it looks like assault to me. He says, I'm absolutely evaluating my options here. And if it looks like there's a strong case for assault and there's an attorney willing to take on my case, I am absolutely prepared to press charges. Well, good. I hope he does. And I hope he wins. Because there's no reason at all for anyone, right or left, to put their hands on somebody else.